Welcome to Weird History Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Carter. In the annals of extraordinary phenomena, there is a peculiar incident that stands apart, an event that defies conventional understanding and forces us to question the very nature of our reality. This is the story of the time a lightning bolt etched an unmistakable message into the sandy terrain of a small coastal town. It was in the summer of 1977 in the sleepy seaside town of Dunwich, England. The day was as ordinary as any other, with children frolicking on the beach, fishermen returning from the sea, and residents basking in the comfort of the familiar. However, as the day waned, an ominous darkness began to spread across the sky, transforming the serene coastal landscape into a canvas of inky black. A storm was brewing, and with it came an atmospheric tension that was palpable. As the rain began to pour, and the heavens growled menacingly, a single bolt of lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the world in a brilliant flash of electric white. It was a sight to behold, but what came next was something nobody could have anticipated. As the storm subsided and the townsfolk emerged from their homes, they discovered an unusual spectacle on the sandy expanse of their beach. There, scorched into the sand by the lightning's intense heat, was a message. It wasn't a random scattering of symbols or an abstract pattern that one could dismiss as a strange act of nature. No, it was clear, coherent English text, a sentence that read, "Seek the truth." The spectacle drew a crowd, and soon the entire town was gathered around this inexplicable message, their faces reflecting a mixture of awe, confusion, and fear. It seemed impossible. A trick of the light, perhaps, or a prank played by some mischievous local. But as the local geologists confirmed, the characteristics of the scorched sand were consistent with a lightning strike. The heat of the bolt had fused the sand into a natural glass called fulgurite, preserving the message for all to see. The incident left the town, and later the world, in a state of bewilderment. Theories abounded, from divine intervention to alien communication. It was a cosmic riddle on a scale that no one had ever encountered, a mystery that endured even as the sands of Dunwich shifted and time marched on. The Dunwich lightning message might be one of the most astonishing natural phenomena ever recorded, and it serves as a stark reminder of our world's capacity for the unexpected and unexplainable. It challenges us to look beyond the ordinary, to question what we know, and to seek the truth, as the message itself compelled. A lightning bolt, a message in the sand, and a mystery that continues to fascinate and perplex us to this day. In the heart of that tempest, a single bolt of lightning had become an artist, a writer, a cryptic messenger. Its canvas, the soft, unblemished sand of Dunwich, its ink, the searing heat of electricity. The message was simple, yet profound. Seek the truth. A bolt of lightning had accomplished what poets and philosophers strive for, to encapsulate the universal human quest in 3 succinct words. The scene on the beach seemed lifted straight out of fiction, a tableau so extraordinary it defied belief. Yet there it was, imprinted in the sand, a shimmering testament to the impossible made possible. The fulgurite, a glassy residue created by the lightning's intense heat, etched the words into the beach's surface. The storm had passed, but its echo remained, frozen in time and space, a hieroglyph from the heavens. Those who first beheld the spectacle stood in stunned silence. The crowd swelled, a sea of faces reflecting the luminescent message, their eyes wide with disbelief and wonder. Some reached out tentatively, their fingers tracing the delicate lines of fulgurite, as if expecting the words to vanish upon touch. But the sand remained, the message indelible. The scientific community was quick to descend upon Dunwich. The geologists confirmed it. This was indeed the work of a lightning strike. The heat of the bolt had reached temperatures over 1,800 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt and vitrify the sand into fulgurite. The message had been seared into the earth with a force and precision that was breathtaking. Yet, in the face of irrefutable evidence, a question lingered. How could a lightning bolt, a raw, chaotic force of nature, create such a structured, meaningful message? Theories sprung up like wildflowers after a storm, each more fantastic than the last. Some spoke of divine intervention, a message from a deity urging humanity towards enlightenment. Others proposed extraterrestrial communication, a sign from a distant civilization. And still others suggested a freak phenomenon, a one-in-a-billion chance event, a cosmic coincidence. Despite myriad speculations, no consensus was reached, no explanation stood unchallenged. The message in the sand remained an enigma, a puzzle that defied solution. It was a testament to the inexhaustible mysteries of our universe, a stark reminder of our place within the grand cosmic scheme. The spectacle of Dunwich was no mere incident. It was a symbol, a parable, a lightning-written narrative that continues to intrigue and inspire us. The Seek the Truth message, etched by a bolt of lightning on a stormy night, remains a testament to the potential of the unanticipated, the inexplicable, the extraordinary. In its cryptic simplicity, it encapsulates the ceaseless human pursuit of understanding, the quest for knowledge that drives us, the thirst for truth that defines us. In this quest for understanding, the town of Dunwich was not to be outdone. In the same vein of the audacious and unprecedented, the town council embarked on an endeavor that would forever etch Dunwich into the annals of history. They decided to tax the moon. The proposal was met with a mixture of incredulity and amusement, a reaction the council anticipated. The idea of taxing a celestial body, one that was millions of miles away, was indeed preposterous. Yet the council members remained resolute. They argued with solemn seriousness that the moon's nightly illumination was a service utilized by the citizens of Dunwich. Hence, it was only fair that it should be taxed just like any other public utility. The council appointed a team of astronomers and legal experts to calculate the exact value of the moon's light and to draft a lunar tax code. Intriguingly, they devised an innovative method that involved measuring the intensity of moonlight and its duration throughout the year. This was then equated to the cost of artificial lighting that would be required in the absence of moonlight. Thus, a tax rate was determined. The implementation of the lunar tax was met with a tide of protest. The citizens of Dunwich, previously amused, now justifiably outraged, argued against the absurdity of the tax. Yet the council held its ground. They argued that the tax served as a reminder of the intrinsic value of natural resources, a lesson in appreciating the often overlooked services that nature provides us. The lunar tax, however, was short-lived. A legal challenge was mounted, arguing that the town of Dunwich had no jurisdiction over the moon. The court ruling was swift and decisive. The lunar tax was deemed unconstitutional and promptly abolished. The council, in a statement, expressed their disappointment but conceded to the court's decision. Yet, despite its brief existence and subsequent abolition, the lunar tax left an indelible mark on the town of Dunwich and its citizens. It served as a stark reminder of the audacity of human ingenuity, the lengths to which we would go in our pursuit of understanding and our ceaseless quest for knowledge. The lunar tax, in all its absurdity, encapsulated the spirit of Dunwich, a town that dared to question, dared to explore, and dared to dream. The tale of the town that tried to tax the moon is one of audacity, ingenuity, and a relentless impulse to push boundaries. It is a testament to the human spirit, its capacity for wonder, and its insatiable hunger for knowledge. In the cosmic theater, Dunwich played its part with boldness, reminding us all of the limitless possibilities that exist when we dare to look beyond the obvious and venture into the realm of the extraordinary. The story of Dunwich and its lunar tax is rich in peculiarities, filled with details that are as striking as they are bewildering. Among them was the moon's valuation process, a complex undertaking that left many scratching their heads in wonder. The town council enlisted scientists to determine the intensity and duration of moonlight throughout the year, and then equated this to the cost of artificial lighting that would otherwise be necessary. This profound, if not somewhat farcical attempt at quantifying the moon's worth was a testament to the audacious spirit that permeated Dunwich at the time. This audacity extended to the actual collection of the tax. The local tax collectors, traditionally tasked with mundane duties, suddenly found themselves thrust into the spotlight, tasked with an assignment as unique as it was absurd. They were to collect a tax from each household, based on the perceived value of the moonlight they received. This led to some unusual occurrences, such as tax collectors visiting homes at night, armed with light meters, to assess their share of the lunar illumination. The image of these officials, huddled in the dark, diligently measuring the moon's faint glow, added a sense of surrealism to the whole affair. The public response to the lunar tax was a fascinating blend of bemusement, outrage, and sheer disbelief. Some citizens, finding humor in the situation, started hosting moon-viewing parties, whimsically toasting to their tax-deductible celestial benefactor. Others, however, were not so amused. Protests erupted across Dunwich, with citizens voicing their dissent against what they perceived as an absurd and unreasonable tax. One resident reportedly went as far as to board up his windows, declaring that if he couldn't enjoy the moonlight, then he certainly wouldn't pay for it. The lunar tax's ultimate demise came not from public sentiment, but from a legal challenge. A group of citizens filed a lawsuit against the town council, arguing that Dunwich had no jurisdiction over the moon. The court agreed, declaring the lunar tax unconstitutional. The council, though disappointed, conceded to the ruling, thus bringing an end to one of the most unusual chapters in Dunwich's history. The legacy of the lunar tax, however, lives on. Today, Dunwich is known as the town that dared to tax the moon, a testament to its audacious spirit and its willingness to push boundaries. The story serves as a quirky yet profound reminder of the lengths to which humanity will go in its quest for understanding and knowledge. And while the lunar tax may have been unconventional, it underscored an important message about the value of natural resources and our relationship with the cosmos. In the grand tapestry of human history, the tale of Dunwich's lunar tax stands out as a bold, if not bizarre, testament to the power of human curiosity and the ceaseless quest for innovation. In an entirely different part of the world, a peculiar chapter of history was being written. In 1920, the small town of Dravograd, Slovenia, witnessed an event so strange, it left an indelible mark on the community. It began with the death of a local resident, Josef Melinar, a man with no living relatives or heirs. His body, instead of being buried, became the subject of a legal dispute that would catapult the quiet town into a vortex of macabre fascination and public curiosity. The story of Josef Melinar is as astonishing as it is eerie. Upon his death, it was discovered that Melinar, a solitary recluse, was in fact quite wealthy. His substantial estate, comprising of a large house, acres of farmland, and a considerable sum of money, was left unclaimed. In the absence of any immediate relatives or a written will, local authorities were left to decide the fate of his possessions. This is where the tale takes an unusual turn. The town mayor, in an unprecedented decision, declared Melinar's body a national landmark. The rationale behind this decision was as perplexing as the proclamation itself. The mayor argued that Melinar's life, though unremarkable, was intrinsically tied to the town's history. He was a descendant of Dravograd's original settlers, and his lineage traced back to the town's founding. In death, the mayor claimed, Melinar symbolized the town's enduring spirit, its resilience, and its unbroken lineage. His body, therefore, should be preserved as a testament to the town's heritage. The decision was met with a mix of shock, disbelief, and morbid curiosity. Melinar's body, embalmed and preserved, was placed in a glass casket and displayed in the town square. His home was turned into a museum. His life, once mundane, was immortalized through a curated collection of personal artifacts and photographs. The farmland was converted into a public park, named Melinar's Meadow, a tribute to the man whose death had redefined the town's identity. Visitors from neighboring towns and even from afar began to pour into Dravograd, drawn by the story of the man whose body had become a national landmark. The town, once overlooked, became a hub of intrigue and fascination. This strange chapter in Dravograd's history gave rise to heated debates about the sanctity of death, the ethics of posthumous fame, and the lengths a community might go to preserve its heritage. The tale of Josef Melinar, a man who in death became more significant than he ever was in life, remains a poignant reminder of the complex relationships between death, heritage, and community identity. The body, more than just a physical entity, can become a symbol, a monument, and a site of cultural memory. As bizarre as it may seem, the quiet town of Dravograd, with its unassuming resident-turned-national landmark, offers a powerful reflection on the multifaceted dimensions of mortality, legacy, and the human capacity for reinterpretation and reclamation. As we delve deeper into this perplexing narrative, it's important to illuminate the process that allowed Milanar's body to be transmuted into a landmark. This wasn't a simple case of preservation. It called for meticulous planning and expertise. The town council decided to involve renowned experts in the field of embalming and preservation, contacting professionals from across the country. The process was significantly intricate, requiring the utmost precision and care to ensure that the body remained intact for the years to come. The embalming itself was carried out with special chemicals designed to halt decomposition, preserving Milanar's body in the state he was found. It was an arduous process, done with an air of solemnity, respect, and perhaps a hint of trepidation. Once the body was prepared, it was placed in a custom-built, climate-controlled glass casket, designed to protect it from the elements. The choice of the glass casket was significant. It was as if Milanar was suspended in time, visible but untouchable, caught between the realms of life and death. The sight of his body, eerily still and yet so familiar, drew a gamut of reactions. Some found it macabre, a crude violation of the sanctity of death. Others saw it as a tribute, a fitting homage to a man who had unknowingly become a beacon of their town's heritage. The transformation of Milanar's home into a museum further fueled the town's fascination. A collection of his personal belongings, his worn-out work boots, his old harmonica, his favorite chair by the fireplace, was carefully curated and displayed, providing a glimpse into his life. The museum was a tangible snapshot of his existence, further immortalizing him in the town's collective memory. The creation of Milanar's Meadow, the public park that once was Milanar's farmland, added another layer to this narrative. The fields where he had once toiled under the sun, the soil he had turned and nurtured, became a space for community gathering and recreation. The park became a testament to Milanar's life, his labor, and his unforeseen legacy. The bizarre chapter in Dravograd's history posed profound questions about our relationship with death and memory. The body of a man, intrinsically ephemeral and transient, was transformed into a permanent symbol of heritage, a monument to a town's lineage and resilience. The metamorphosis of Joseph Melinar from a simple farmer to a national landmark challenged conventional notions of legacy and posthumous fame, stirring a discourse that resonated beyond the boundaries of Dravograd. The tale of Melinar and his town, in its peculiar and eerie brilliance, continues to intrigue, disturb, and fascinate, leaving us with a haunting exploration of mortality and memory. But amidst the many strange tales that history has woven, there is one that stands out as particularly arresting. It is the story of Triboulet, the jester who saved a kingdom. In the chaotic swirl of the French Renaissance, a court jester named Triboulet found himself at odds with the king's court. Though he was known for his wit and humor, Triboulet was far from a mere entertainer. His quick mind, sharp tongue, and penetrating insight made him a formidable player in the political games of the time. In 1523, a plot against King Francis I was brewing. Conspirators, driven by jealousy, greed, and ambition, sought to overthrow the king and seize power. It was Triboulet, a court jester, who unearthed this conspiracy. As the jester, Triboulet had unique access to the court's inner workings. His role allowed him to move freely among the nobles, often unnoticed or dismissed due to his position. His guise as a simple jester gave him the freedom to observe and listen, piecing together the intricate puzzle of the court's dynamics. His sharp wit, so often employed for amusement, proved invaluable in deciphering the cryptic conversations and veiled threats that hinted at the impending coup. The moment of revelation came when Triboulet overheard a whispered conversation. Two noblemen, cloaked in the shadows of the court's grand hall, discussed the final stages of their plot. Triboulet, hidden behind the guise of the fool, listened with bated breath. His heart pounded in his chest, the enormity of the situation dawning upon him. Triboulet, risking his own life, rushed to inform King Francis I of the impending danger. The king, at first incredulous, soon realized the gravity of the situation. Swift action was taken, the conspirators apprehended, and the plot foiled. Triboulet, the court jester, had saved the kingdom. His actions, far removed from the jests and jibes he was known for, had changed the course of history. His astute observations, his courage, and his loyalty to the king had proven vital in averting a crisis that could have plunged the kingdom into chaos. The story of Triboulet is a testament to the power of the unexpected and the underestimated. It underlines the potential that lies within roles and individuals often dismissed or overlooked. The court jester, a symbol of amusement and mockery, emerged as a savior, a hero who altered the trajectory of a kingdom. The tale of Triboulet, the jester who saved a kingdom, continues to captivate, serving as a poignant reminder of the power of perception, courage, and loyalty. In the immediate aftermath of the foiled coup, the court was swept with a palpable sense of disbelief and shock. The conspirators, once admired members of the nobility, were stripped of their honor, their titles, their vast estates seized, and their lives forfeit. The court's grandeur was stained with the treachery that had lurked in its shadows. The grand hall, once the heart of joyous revelry and extravagant feasts, now echoed with the whispers of treason. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was one figure who stood tall, an unlikely hero who had emerged from the shadows of ridicule and mockery. Triboulet, the court jester, found himself thrust into the center of attention, the very courtiers who had once laughed at his jests, now looking upon him with a newfound respect. But Triboulet was not without his detractors. Some whispered doubts, questioning how a fool could have outwitted the nobility. There were those who scoffed at the very idea, suspecting that this was another one of Triboulet's elaborate jests, a hoax to amuse the king. However, the evidence was irrefutable. The jester's acute observations had unveiled the dark intentions of the conspirators, his actions preventing a disaster that would have shattered the kingdom's peace and prosperity. In the following days, King Francis I bestowed upon Triboulet an honor rare for a jester. In a solemn ceremony, the king publicly commended Triboulet for his loyalty, bravery, and shrewdness. The king's words echoed through the grand hall, the same hall where Triboulet had once danced and tumbled, his antics eliciting laughter and applause. Now, he stood as a hero, an embodiment of courage and loyalty, his actions having saved the very kingdom he had once merely entertained. The tale of Triboulet, the jester who saved a kingdom, is steeped in a rich tapestry of intrigue, suspense, and bravery. It unravels the extraordinary narrative of an ordinary man, a jester, whose keen perception and relentless loyalty shaped the destiny of a kingdom. This historical event, bizarre and shocking as it may seem, underscores the potential of the unlikeliest heroes, the power of observation, and the strength of loyalty. The story of Triboulet demonstrates that heroism isn't defined by stature or status, but by actions that can alter the course of history. In the annals of time, the name of Triboulet, the court jester, shines not as a fool but as a savior, his tale echoing through centuries as a testament to the power of the underestimated. In the same era where jesters could rise to unexpected heroism, another peculiar event was unfolding, this one rooted in the world of science. The French, in their relentless pursuit of knowledge, embarked on a seemingly absurd task, to measure the earth with a giant stick. This audacious endeavor was not a whimsical fancy, but a calculated scientific endeavor that would revolutionize our understanding of the world. In the late 18th century, a team of French scientists, led by Pierre Méchain and Jean-Baptiste Delambre, set out on what would be a 7-year mission to measure the Earth's circumference. Their tool, a giant yardstick called a meter, was their means of quantifying the vastness of our planet. The stick was not a literal pole stretching out across the landscape, but a precisely calibrated instrument. It was, in essence, a baseline, a single definitive unit of measurement that could be multiplied and extrapolated to quantify the Earth's dimensions. Their quest was fraught with trials and tribulations. They faced inclement weather, hostile locals, and the turbulent backdrop of the French Revolution. Méchain even found himself imprisoned during the Reign of Terror, his captors suspecting the strange, lengthy instrument he carried was a tool of counter-revolution. Yet despite these hurdles, the scientists persevered, their commitment to their mission never wavering. The French scientists' efforts were not in vain. Their work laid the foundation for what we now know as the metric system, a universal standard of measurement that revolutionized science, commerce, and daily life. This grand endeavor, bizarre as it may seem, was a testament to the audacity of human curiosity and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Simply put, the French tried to measure the Earth with a giant stick, and in doing so, they transformed the world. Their journey was not just a physical traversal of vast landscapes, but a voyage of discovery, a testament to the lengths humanity will go to understand the universe. This historical event, no less extraordinary than the tale of the heroic Jester, underscores the profound impact of seemingly absurd endeavors, the potential of human ingenuity, and the transformative power of scientific exploration. In the annals of scientific history, the names Méchain and Delambre are etched not as eccentric scientists with a giant stick, but as visionaries whose audacious endeavor brought forth a revolution in understanding our world. Just like Tribolet's tale, their story echoes through centuries, a testament to the extraordinary potential of seemingly ludicrous ventures. The details of this seemingly absurd undertaking are as fascinating as the broader narrative. Méchain and Delambre, the French scientists at the heart of this historical event, had to meticulously measure a distance of over 600 kilometers from Dunkirk to Barcelona. This task was not as simple as taking a ruler and marking off the distance. Instead, it required a deep understanding of geometry and a steady hand. The men had to painstakingly measure each section of the journey, using their giant stick as a benchmark. This was a task fraught with potential for error, as even a minor miscalculation could lead to a significant discrepancy in the final calculation. The giant stick itself, a device known as a meter, was not a crude instrument, but a marvel of scientific precision. It was designed to be a definitive unit of measurement, a baseline from which all other measurements could be extrapolated. This stick, in essence, was the embodiment of the scientists' audacious ambition to quantify the vastness of our planet. In their quest, Méchain and Delambre faced numerous obstacles. They had to traverse treacherous landscapes, navigate hostile territories, and endure inclement weather. They were even suspected of counter-revolutionary activities and imprisoned during the Reign of Terror. Yet, despite these challenges, they remained steadfast in their mission. Their journey was not just a physical traversal of vast landscapes, but a voyage of discovery. They were not merely measuring the Earth, but unraveling the mysteries of our universe. Each measurement they took, each calculation they made, brought them closer to understanding the true dimensions of our planet. As they journeyed from Dunkirk to Barcelona, Méchain and Delambre were not just mapping physical space. They were charting a new course for scientific exploration. Their audacity to measure the Earth with a giant stick was a testament to the spirit of scientific inquiry, the desire to push the boundaries of knowledge, and the courage to challenge the unknown. The tale of the French scientists and their giant stick is more than just a quirky anecdote from the annals of history. It is a powerful testament to the transformative power of scientific exploration. Their audacious endeavor might have seemed ludicrous to some, but it led to the creation of the metric system, a universal standard of measurement that revolutionized science, commerce, and daily life. In the end, the story of Méchain and Delambre is not just about a giant stick. It's about the audacity of human curiosity, the power of scientific exploration, and the lengths humanity will go to understand our universe. Their venture might have been bizarre, but it was also profoundly impactful, underscoring the extraordinary potential of seemingly absurd endeavors. They dared to measure the Earth with a giant stick, and in doing so, they changed the world. Their story stands as a powerful testament to the transformative power of scientific exploration, and a reminder of the audacity of human curiosity. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Weird History Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to Weird History Podcast on Spotify. Subscribe now.